Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the award-winning Bitsocket Podcast. I am the award-winning Scott White.
And I am the also award-winning Joe Merrick. No.
You didn't win your award though.
I don't know.
You didn't win. We didn't win video. This podcast.
That's my award then.
I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
Congratulations for winning the award, Joe.
Congratulations, you too. Congratulations also on a fantastic speech. We weren't expecting to win at all, so we didn't know what the hell to say.
Yeah.
So now there's an official record on the internet on the article of us saying, thanks for listening and thanks to my mum.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who voted for us or nominated us,
but most importantly, thank you to the listeners.
Thanks to listeners, thanks to listening, and it's quite overwhelming actually, really.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, when I went into work on the Thursday after winning it, nobody cared. I brought the award into my work the next day because it was my last day at work anyway.
Yeah. I thought I'd go out with a bang, and everybody was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I said, "It's Games Media Award." What's that? So it's an award really for people who know what it is more than
it's
anything.
like 3 steps below a Scottish BAFTA.
I know. It's a tricky subject. Let's not talk about that.
Joe,
what?
Had enough self-congratulation?
There's never enough.
There's never enough.
We've had 2 birthdays this year. There's never enough.
What have you been playing?
What's this anniversary of?
What have you been playing?
What have we been playing? Finally did one of the major boss fights in Metal Gear Solid 5.
The first one. Finally fought quiet.
Well, yeah. No, it's Sahelanthropus.
Sahelanthropus. Sahelanthropus is his brother.
I don't know, but the Metal Gear. I've done the Metal Gear fight in it.
I've done the Metal Gear.
I did it. Aye, so I've done that and still have no fucking clue what the hell's going on. It's pretty shit.
That whole do you know what bothers me? That whole you finish it and it's like the end of chapter 1. You're like, but why? Because it just kind of ends. The last bit is just, there's a bit where a character looks at Big Boss, and Big Boss just looks back at him, and it's like chapter 2, and it's like, but why? Yeah, no, it's a really badly paced game, and it also doesn't explain itself very well. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the play. You've seen me having my breakdowns on Twitter about this, but I enjoy the core bit of it, the actual running about and shooting folk and sneaking and all that. It's better than it ever was, but all the stuff surrounding it it's really bad actually. It's like the picture's lovely, but you've made a frame out of dog shit.
No, but I know folk have slagged off the length of the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid for a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the length that he's fixed the wrong problem with the cutscenes. I know, it's like now you just have no fucking clue what the hell's going on. Like they make all reference to Skullface is going to do this, but you're like, what do you mean? And then they've brought right. So the Deus Ex Machina of the last generation nanomachines has been swept away, replaced. It has been by fucking Archaea.
Metallic Archaea?
Metallic Archaea, corrosive Archaea. Anyway.
You're going to listen to a lot of tapes with that.
I know, I just unlocked a bunch of tapes, and I listened to them all just before coming here to think, maybe this will explain. No. And fuck all. It explains fuck all.
Code Talker's 18-part history of Metallic Archaea.
Fucking hell. It's really bad, and it's not even just bad for Metal Gear, it's just bad. But the thing is, see, from Metal Gear Solid 1 through to 4, there was you were never in any confusion about what the hell you were actually fighting somebody for or anything. There was never any. But I was fighting Sahelanthropus, and the fight's amazing. Those few missions are so good up the lead up to that. But you also just when you step back from it and you think, well, why am I fighting this right now? Like, where did this come from? There's no sort of what's the word, dramatic tension leading to that. Things just sort of happen. But don't let that mistake the fact, because the actual game part of the game, the actual when you're on the ground in Afghanistan, sneaking into a base or Africa, whatever.
How stinking was that? The bit with you and Skullface in the car.
Oh god!
Where he just talks for 5 whole minutes.
It took bloody ages.
It's pretty much they were like, right, how can we give all the information you need for this point? Yeah. And so he just talks at you, and you just sit there quietly, saying nothing.
It's just odd looking more than anything else. Even I know folks slag off Snake for every time somebody says something, he immediately says the last thing by it, Metal Gear, DARPA, Black Ops, or whatever, But I don't know.
Coffee.
Yeah, it's but at least it's like he's listening, It's like
verbal nods.
Yeah, it's like because now when you're watching this, I half expected Skullface to say, "Are you Are you keeping up? Are you listening? Are you looking over there?
He's listening to fucking Joy Division.
Yeah. Put your tape machine off. Anyway.
Tape machine off, son.
We've also been playing a couple of games that we're going to review. So Dragon Quest Heroes, we've got a review of that coming up, and Race the Sun for the Wii U, which has just been released. Obviously, we've talked about it before, but this is a new version of it, so I've been playing them, and I won't talk about them too much because we're just about to do a video about them. So.
I don't want to ruin folks' appetite.
I know, exactly. So what about you?
Me, well, I've played a bit Metal Gear Online.
Oh yes, I've been playing that too, but you can take the charge on this one.
Which, you know what? When it works, it's really, really good. I've not really had many problems with it, actually.
No, the only problems I've had were when games full of my pals were full and I had to play with randoms.
Konami have done... They've pulled a blinder. Because remember when they brought out Metal Gear Online
for Metal Gear Solid 4,
right? They had the Konami ID system, which was fucked.
Yeah.
Right. What they've done this time, they've not done that, but they've linked everything to the PlayStation 4 party system for the PS4, which means you can have a limit of 8 pals.
Even though you can have a game with 16 people in it?
Yeah, but no, you can have 8 pals.
Yeah.
And there's not really a way to find your pals in the game without doing the party system. So you've got to go in. It's almost like, again, part of the infrastructure. They were either told, right, if you want the game in, here's a great way to do it, or they've missed out a matchmaking component. They were like, right, we can kind of replace this with what Sony has as part of their infrastructure.
Just like
that's just what it seems like.
Yeah.
Because it's really like we were playing games, there was 8 of us in, and you were like, oh, can I join? And we were like, well, no. Just keep joining random games and you might get lucky. But, I mean, the modes are quite good fun. Cloak and Dagger, which is I was going to say cops and robbers, but it's like...
there's 3 modes. There's a sort of team deathmatch, which is alright, but everybody plays it like fucking Call of Duty, so it's just it goes at a million miles an hour. Then there's one where you have to find a base and stay there to take... capture the base or whatever. And those are standard modes, but the one that stands out is Cloak and Dagger. So there's an attacking team and a defending team, and the attacking team's got to go and steal these discs and bring them back, and the defending team's obviously got to try and find them. But the attacking team has stealth camouflage, and
it's non-lethal as well, unless you cut open someone's throat. I know. If you're attacking, you're non-lethal. And that's really good fun. We've actually played just times when we set up matches, and that's all we've played. Because I think especially if you're just playing with your mates and stuff, that's the most entertaining mode. It was so funny. There was one night we were playing with a bunch of pals, and Scott, we were attacking, weren't we? We were in the attacking team, and all of our attacking team were gone apart from Scott, so we could only just sit and watch you. We could only just sit and watch you do your thing. And they were just taking turns on the anti-aircraft gun, just shooting around. Which is my tactic. It's my tactic when I'm in defending. But you just kept on just putting them to sleep and knocking them out, and they would never know who you were. It was so funny. It was the closest I've ever felt to being like Predator. It was really good. So I've enjoyed that. I mean, hopefully there'll be new modes, but knowing Konami, the new modes will be locked behind a paywall, so that'll be good. What else have I been playing the game that you're going to be playing for 5 Minutes in Heaven, which you'll enjoy. Another iPhone classic, possibly. Played a bit of Plague Knight, which is the Shovel Knight DLC, which is brilliant, really hard. I'm right near the end of it, and it's just frustrating. I need to finish Shovel Knight. I've had it for about a year now, and I've not finished it. Oh, you should. It is one of the best games. And I went back and played the Witcher 3 expansion. I'm playing the new Witcher 3 expansion. Is that the one that was like 20 gigabytes? That was just the update. Alright, how many days did it take to download on your crappy Wi-Fi? I think it was a day. Honestly, a day. Probably. Well, I wasn't sitting watching it, I just let it do it. So it's really good. It's good fun to kind of go back into a game you've enjoyed before and have a reason to explore it. So, no, it's really good. Only just really scratch the surface, though. Anyway, at this point in the award-winning podcast series that is the Bit Soccer Podcast, we now ask Joe to play a game for 5 minutes. Are you ready, Joe? I'm ready. Are you steady? I'm steady. Well, let's go. So 5 Minutes in Heaven is a feature that we've done now for so long. I can't remember when it started. We also used to have a sort of vague list in our heads of what we played. I don't even know what we played last time. Top Motor. It was was that the Need for Speed one? Yeah, Need for Speed Top Motor. That was our first iOS game. You know what we're following it up with? Our second iOS game. Alright, is it? This is Down Well. Is it going down well? Shit old that. Think it'll go down well. I'm asking Jack, it'll go down well. I don't like the way you keep saying that and then point at your crotch when we're doing this. Right, your 5 minutes begins now. Right. Oh, I thought I was a wee frog, but I'm not. I'm a wee fat guy. Oh, it looks like a... What do I want? Is this your therapy session? Okay, so I'm falling down a well, and I can either choose usual style, arm spin style, boulder style, levitate style, or locked. So I have open Gangnam stile. I'm just going to choose usual style because I like just going generic. Right.
Okay, so it seems to be an anti-screen crawler, whatever the one. What's the name of that game that I used to play years ago? Anyway, so it seems to be I'm going further down instead of further up this well, and jumping on baddies while I'm doing it.
And you can shoot.
It's like jelly. Oh, can you?
It's like a shmup.
How'd you shoot?
The big button.
Oh, you press it while you're falling. Okay, you can't.
It's jump and shoot when you're falling.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, and it's.
So it's like a shmup, but you're falling down the screen.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Falling down a well.
Oh, you only get 8 bullets before you have to touch the ground again, and then it reloads.
But in between levels, so once you've done, for example, this is stage 1-1, you then can unlock different upgrades to go. So it's a bit like a roguelike.
Oh, here we go. I've just got to that point now.
There we go. So
right, I'm going to choose popping gems. I don't know why.
And what does it do, Joe? Tell the audience.
I didn't have time to read it, so I suppose I'll find out.
We'll never know.
You can jump on baddies as well, though.
Yep, you can fall in, but not all baddies.
Oh, I just died. Game over. Retry. Okay, here we go again. This is really cool. It looks like a Spectrum game.
You can change the palette as well, so there's things like Virtual Boy palette, Game Boy, and one called Grandma. I think that one is on grayscale.
Well, it looks like an old Spectrum game, I think. Except obviously it moves a lot faster and a lot better.
Yeah.
I like it. It's really nice.
See, I've really enjoyed it. Like I've seen a few people talking about it on Twitter, and that's why I bought it.
How much was it?
Oh, fuck knows, man.
$179 or something like that.
£300. Something like that, yeah. $229 is ringing a bell.
Right.
And I can't remember paying anything like that recently for an application.
An application.
So $229, I think. And it's from, I believe it's published by Devolver, who publish things like Hotline Miami and all that chat.
It's got that sort of style to it, the sort of screen shake that they usually... All their games that they publish seem to have that.
I think it's I think it's something they have to do.
Ah, yeah, it's like... Have you got this in it, by the way? But it's this art. It's a real-time strategy game. Aye, but you need to have... It's a card game. It's solitaire. It's like fucking... Yeah. I like this game, although I wish... I'm going to sound like a wanker here, but I do wish that I was just playing it with a pad rather than on a phone. You know? See if it was just on a actual console. It'd be much better, I think.
So do you hate it?
I don't hate it, no. But I'm not enjoying the touchscreen because my thumbs are taking out the bottom of the screen. They should put the controls at the top of the screen, and then you'll see what's coming up.
I mean, you're right. It's totally their fault that you've got big fat sausage.
I mean, it is.
I would like to request a refund because my fingers are too big to play your game.
I'm on the surface again, and I've just fallen down again. It's good.
It's good.
It's gone down well. It's award-winning content. I do like the design of it and everything. It's one of these games. I can't really say much about it now because I've kind of done. I know what it is now.
There's lots of different stages as well. Although it sounds like
it's all the same, though, isn't it?
Have you got past? No, it moves on. There's different. Once you've played I think it's the caverns, the first 3, it then changes. Well, the kind of enemy types and the kind of layouts change quite a lot as well.
I'm starting to get annoyed here. It's doing a Monty Mole to me here, right?
Is that slang?
No, yeah, a Monty Mole is when.
It's when you're a wee boy and you get your hole.
Monty Mole. A Monty Mole is when... What? Stop laughing when I say... A Monty Mole is when... Right, a Monty Mole...
Right, okay.
Is when sprites that look friendly hurt you, right? So, like... I was just walking along and it was just a thing which I just thought was just a bit of the background, but it went and fucking took health off me. That's a Monty Mole right there. What?
Aye, son, there's your Monty Mole.
Get your
The timer is up. So,
where'd they get my Monty Mole with that?
So how do you feel about Downwell?
It's gone down fairly well.
How many times? Like, there has to be a limit. You can't keep making the same joke.
There is no limit. I think the more you say jokes, the funnier they get.
Well, you've yet to be proved right.
It was alright, I'm not going to buy it. What?
I think that's how every, even the proper magazines or websites when they review a game, like, it was a good game, wouldn't you buy it though?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't buy it. It was alright.
The money scale, that's the scale all reviews should be. Would you buy it?
Yeah, well, also, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't even put it on my phone. I would never play it.
I wouldn't even fucking piss on it if it was on fire.
It's alright. It's just I don't get the. I've seen folk talk about it on Twitter now. I've played it. I'm like, is that all it is? So there we go.
There we go. That's your review.
I know. There's a lot wrong with it. I mean, like,
Downwell.
Monty Mold me. The controls on the bottom of the screen and all that. What?
I think that award's changed you.
Takes a lot more to impress me now. We mentioned it a couple of times this episode, but we did go down to the Games Media Awards in London last week, which we won, by the way.
Yes.
We won. Only the podcast category, not the whole thing. That'd be a rare,
The overall
a rare
winner,
sight.
the best games media.
Yeah. But while we were there, we were asked to guest on Toku Podcast, which is a really great podcast by Holly and Kate, which you probably know them from Twitter. No, if you know what.
Or just from listening to their podcast.
Or just listening to their podcast. And we had a chance to go on and do an episode with them. But while we were there, we also thought we'd do a wee Is It Canon with them. And here is the results. So we mentioned earlier in the podcast, which we've not recorded yet, that we've got a special guest coming up. Stop it.
It's not the Wizard of Oz.
Do our special guest wants to introduce themselves? It's Toku Podcast.
Yay! I'm Holly.
I'm Kate. We just say yay as like a kind of awkward tip.
We always say, we go like, hello, welcome to Toku Podcast, and we're just like, yay!
For anyone who's not listening to Toku Podcast, it's a very funny podcast from down in London where they talk about games and biscuits and pork products.
And sex quite a lot. Sex dungeons.
Yeah.
Is one we talk about.
Your Sonic is our pork, basically.
What?
We talk about
That's the next
pork
one,
a lot.
Sonic or pork. Sonic or pork.
Pork products. It's our Sonic.
Gotta go fast. Whole sausages.
So me and Scott are down in London for the day, and we thought we'd come and record one of our regular features with our special guest. As of course, Is It Canon? I don't know. Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
So,
I am so ready.
So you know the rules then.
Yeah.
Is It Canon? The rules are if it's appeared in any officially licensed merchandise over the years, then it is canon. It doesn't matter if the original creators went, "Oh no, that was shit." It's still canon. It also doesn't matter if it contradicts other things because it's all canon. Before the podcast, a couple of days ago, we asked Holly and Kate a couple of series that they like.
Yeah.
A few came up: Animal Crossing, Zelda, Witcher, and all that. But the one that struck out to me was
Witcher and all that.
Harvest Moon. So today we're going to play Harvest Moon Is It Canon.
Okay.
And before we go into this, I will warn you, it was pretty difficult to actually find some stuff in it. 'Cause there's not actually much of a storyline, but we'll go for it anyway.
Okay.
So I also don't know. Can I play? Because I don't know what you've written.
Alright, do you want to play as well then?
I don't know. You've written on your phone. Alright. You don't check my phone.
Right, you can join in. Okay.
Right, okay.
Many of the Harvest Moon games feature multiple endings. Harvest Moon DS, the ending can be reached very quickly if you set your dog to attack and injure the mayor of the town. Is it canon?
Yes. Sorry, I know that one.
Oh, she knows it. It is canon. You can attack the mayor. Did you know that?
Yeah.
How can you make the dog do things other than just run to?
And he's all like, stop it! And you're like, no. And he's like, okay, fade to white.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Harvest Moon is a very weird
I've played a lot of Harvest Moon
You had like
games.
two of them, didn't you?
I've played them quite a lot.
Yeah. Did you ever attack the mayor? No.
No?
Did you ever attack anything?
Just tree stumps.
If you leave... Oh, wait a minute. It says if you leave Mario jilted at the altar. I think autocorrect has went into overdrive here. If you leave Maria jilted at the altar in Harvest Moon for the Game Boy, the entire town sets fire to your farm. This isn't an ending though. You have to continue in a town that hates you. Is it canon?
Oh man, I wish it was.
I don't know. I haven't played the Game Boy
I don't
one, actually.
think it is.
But I'm going to agree with Holly on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
You're correct. It's not canon. Although
If only it was.
it probably should be.
If you're going to attack a mayor, you
I
might
can
as well.
like see it because like all the little sprites just running around with torches, being like setting fire
Yeah,
to the
I can-
inn.
Yeah.
I remember like when I played the one of the Game Boy and there was like a thunderstorm and I woke up and it was like everything was gone. Everyone was
You
dead.
get typhoons and they can kill all your animals.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
that's what you get
Yeah.
for fucking making your woodshed out of wood. And I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, what do you mean I couldn't afford the other
It's
one?
a lesson.
well, that's
There's a
why.
lesson, there's-
Yeah, but you've got to save your the stone. That's the whole point.
It's a lesson in trading a game in.
Oh, okay.
Harvest Moon 64. Do you know what the most valuable animal is in Harvest Moon 64?
I want to say goat.
It's a cow.
It's a
Cow.
cow.
Oh, that was
Now,
cool.
if you repeat, if you
I thought it was a
repeatedly,
question. I thought it was
no. Now, if you repeatedly attack a happy cow, for some reason it'll become affectionate towards you and will give you more delicious milk. Is it canon?
Oh, that sounds like it might be a weird bug. Though.
Yeah. Especially on
How,
Nintendo 64.
how delicious is
Yeah.
this milk?
It's very delicious, but you have to attack the happy cow to make it affectionate. Is it canon?
That's
Tough.
I'm gonna go yes.
I'm gonna say yes as well.
I'm going to say yes.
It's canon. It's a glitch, and they made it. I don't know why. If you attack this cow, even though it's happy, it will still give you milk. And give you more.
That sounds like a bad relationship.
Yeah, that's an abusive cow person.
I know. You would have the delicious milk, but you wouldn't feel good about it.
No.
You wouldn't feel
How
very
many?
happy.
How many questions have we answered so far?
That's
I've
three
lost-
out of three, right?
Is it 3 of them?
2 more to go, eh?
Shit, we're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yes.
This is a
Right, okay.
right, yeah. It's quite easy on this one. I probably should have put more time into it. But many Harvest Moon games feature magical elements as well as the main aim of farming. For example, you have to help the harvest goddess or find magic musical notes or whatever. In Harvest Moon, Tale of Two Towns, the story starts with your grandfather dying, but not before wishing he had seen the Heifer of Legend, which you can only find if you do multiple playthroughs of the game. Is the Heifer of Legend.
Tale of Two Towns, you say?
Yeah.
She's playing that one right now.
That's not true, because you start as just a random farmer just choosing your town. I wish it had, because usually...
Did it have the Heifer of Legend? No.
They usually start with someone dying and you take it over their farm. Which I
It's like your great-great-uncle's friend died and he's left this really shit farm that has nothing on it.
What was he doing? Well, that's
there's no field.
Some dog killed the last guy. I did it. That's funny. What the dog look like, and you're nudging your own dog behind
like
you.
wiping the blood off his
the dog. That's funny. Oh, here's my dog.
Question 5. You got 4 out of 4 right so far. I'm really disappointed in myself.
I'm impressed with that.
This one here. The number 1 TV show, the most popular TV show in the Harvest Moon universe, is Super Master Avenger, Mechabot Ultra, or Homes Under the Hammer.
I think it's the first one. That rings a bell.
Second one, but
what was it again?
Super Master Avenger,
Super Master Avenger,
Mechabot Ultra,
Ultra.
or Homes Under the Hammer.
Thing is, I've been playing
Dickinson's
Persona.
Real Deal as well. But
Yeah,
I
nobody
was
watches
all
it.
obsessed with weird TV programs, so I've just got loads of Persona music in my head. That's not helpful. I'm going to go with the second one. What do you think? This might be the one we get wrong. What if it's Homes Under the Hammer?
I think it might be the. I wish it was Homes Under the Hammer. I would play so much Harvest Moon just watching Homes Under the Hammer on my little screen. I'm going to go for the first one. You go for the second one.
Okay.
Scott, you decide and vote. Is it Mechabot Ultra, Super Master Avenger, or do you want to vote for Homes Under the Hammer and make it a tie?
Well, Homes Under. I'm gonna go with the first one.
You're wrong. It's Mechabot Ultra.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Canon you,
Harvest
finally.
Moon.
Canon Mechabot Ultra. There we go. That's 4 out of 5. Well done.
What,
That was
5
good.
for
You
some of
obviously
us?
know Harvest Moon better than me and Scott know any of the series we've done as a canon for so far. So. Yeah. The thing is, it was pretty hard finding an actual storyline in those
You
cases.
know,
There isn't a story.
although I remember, I don't know if it was the Game Boy one or the DS one. There was this weird glitch. Well, it wasn't a glitch. It was a secret RPG in the game. If you went to your dog's
If you attacked the dog.
if you go to the dog's kennel, and it was between 3 in the morning and 11 minutes past 3, something daft like that, and you hit it with the axe repeatedly, you'd go into an RPG style game.
Right.
It was a turn-based RPG, and you were fighting minions to in a witch's castle. But it was like this
Did this actually happen? Or
yeah,
did you have a fever?
it goes on for 100 of levels, but no, it's real. It's it's only a very specific time. It was a whole
Did
other
Hideo Kojima
game.
direct that Harvest Moon?
That was weird. It's true. It's 100%.
There was
true.
one that had an underground casino. I know that.
What?
Japan's big on that. In Yakuza, there's an underground casino that's run by homeless people.
How long did that take you to bring that around to Yakuza?
I know. I love it. Has to be a reference.
This one's run by magical sprites.
That's cute. That's cute.
Aye, that's good. Aye,
That's my word now, isn't it? You always slag me off with it.
that's cute.
Right, well, on that, that's us at Canon. Thanks to Holly and Kate for allowing us to come into the podcast. It was great fun, and also thanks for doing it as at Canon with us. If you want to check them out, you can search for Toku Podcast on iTunes and Twitter, and just get involved with them because they're brilliant.
And you get to hear us do what is it the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth?
Oh fuck! It is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth, but I still hate them.
Oh,
You have to listen to them to find out. But thanks anyway, Holly and Kate. Now on with the rest of the show. You've prepared a feature for us, haven't you?
yes, I have indeed.
What is it?
Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. In the great pantheon of our features, I've definitely started at least one feature by saying pantheon before.
Yeah, you have,
Because
yeah.
I can remember hearing my voice say it and say the fuck. Anyway, Joe, in the great pantheon
Right.
of our features, there's one that I like to come back to every so often. Now,
Is it sinister?
it is sinister. And it is Bottom Row. Now, for those of you who have not heard it before, Sinister Bottom is a feature where I take the names of certain beloved game series,
That I've played. Oh,
sometimes,
right, okay.
and I put them through a thesaurus.
Put them through my bottom.
I put them through I eat them, and I process them in my thesaurus, stomach, and then I evacuate them, shit them, out of my bottom. Right, Joe.
Are we doing this then?
No, I thought I'd just talk about it, then we'd be like, right, questions.
Shotgun top 5.
Shotgun top 5. Right, Joe. Are you ready for Detective Chaser?
Detective Chaser.
This is an easy one.
Detective Chaser. Inspector.
Detective Chaser.
Inspector?
No.
I can't even think now. Inspector?
The Spectre. Oh, he's got it.
Detective Chaser. Police chase. No, Chaser is the word.
I know, I thought I'd trick you with that.
I don't know.
Spy Hunter.
Ah! What? Detective Spy? Oh, I suppose. Okay. You bottom me.
Maybe afterwards. Butcher's Dogma Conglomerate.
Butcher's Dogma Conglomerate. Fucking hell. Butcher's Dogma. Federation for Conglomerate.
Could be.
Organise. I need to know. I can't.
I need to know that. Right, okay, you're on the right path.
So, organisation. Federation, sorry.
Well, it's not the right word, but you're on the right path.
Butcher's Dogma. Butcher's Dogma. Murderer. Butcher's Dogma Conglomerate. I'm rubbish at this. I'm truly rubbish at this. I can't even think.
You give up?
Sometimes I get at least one, but I'm not going to get any this time, am I? Go on.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Fucking hell. Assassin's Creed Butcher's Dogma. I would never have got that. I would never have got that. That should be the name of this feature. I would never have got that.
Right, this is an easy one.
Right, go on.
Principal Strike, Chapter 1, Capsule Runner. Principal Strike, Chapter 1, Capsule Runner.
Principal Strike. First.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
No.
Principal Strike. First chapter. Capsule Runner.
Oh, you've got it. He's right, everybody.
I was just trying to remember. It's so long. Capsule Runner.
Oh.
So it's not first. Premier. Fucking no idea. I've no idea.
Do you give up?
I'll give up.
Okay, it is Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Fucking hell, Star Wars. Principal.
The star
of some, of course. Oh, so you know what my problem is?
Well,
my mind is too literal, right? I'm thinking too literally about these words.
Alright, Spock. Right, okay. Bodily Passage, Cheerful Local.
Bodily Passage?
This one's great.
Bodily Passage, Cheerful Local.
Oh, sorry. Bodily Passage, Cheerful Local Architect.
I know this one.
Okay, go for it.
Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
Yes. Yes. Come on. The word architect went on to the second line. So
Bodily Passage.
I know, Animal Crossing.
That's horrible.
Yeah, no, I was kind of like, animal bodily. Fuck, I'll take it. And finally, last one.
Right.
That we're doing today.
Done so well so far.
Well, is it 1 out of 4?
1 out of 4.
Negative. New. Swashbucklers.
Negative new swashbucklers. Swashbucklers. Pirates.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
You always get me so excited. Negative new swashbucklers. Negative anti something?
No.
No. I don't mean like your auntie.
Ah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah.
Figure that.
Minus. What would be swashbucklers? Adventurers?
On the right path.
Is it not right though?
That's not right.
Okay.
I'd tell you, see if you got a word right, I'd say correct.
Okay, well, what would be
You've
new
yet to
then?
do that.
What we new then? Fresh, sparkling, clean. I don't know. What?
You're never going to get this job, like fucking the advertising agency, if you can't think of it. So we need something that is new.
Right, we need a name for this tea bag.
Fresh.
What would you call it?
Sparkling.
Tea bags.
Sparkling new Tetley's tea bags. What?
Negative new swashbucklers. Is it swashbucklers?
Swashbucklers.
So it's plural.
Yes. Does that help?
The original's plural, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well that makes it better. Pirates.
There's no shame in giving up and letting everyone down.
I can't even think. I cannot think.
Right.
Go on.
See if I give you the first word.
Go on. Yeah.
No.
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 No more heroes?
Yes.
Right. New more?
That's what the thesaurus says.
Is it heroes, swashbucklers? I can kind of understand, but
Joe, are you saying thesaurus.com is wrong?
I'm saying Well, it cannot be called upon.
It's the equivalent of like Wikipedia, but for thesauruses.
I can't believe I didn't get negative. Of course it's no. Fucking hell. I'm terrible at that. My mind has left me. Can't think.
Was it ever there in the first place?
Not really. Now it's time for you guys to say your bit. It's sticking.
Well, because you're the one that introduced the feature.
So this time we didn't give you any topics or anything. We just thought we'd ask. Well, we get you to ask some questions. So we do Facebook and Twitter.
Yep.
We've quite a few here. So Rich Parsnip asks, who wore the more alluring ball gown to the GMAs? How many times did you reference Yakuza when accepting the award? And if you had to eat it, who would finish the largest part of your glass slab?
Right. We both wore grey. In fact, everyone wore a grey suit.
That's because the grey suits are cool. James Bond wears grey suits, so, you know.
Aye.
That's why I got mine.
He's the best.
Yeah. So we both wore really fetching grey suits, and we wore them all day, so they were thinking by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we referenced Yakuza? None.
0.
I wish we had, though. And if you had to eat it, who would finish the largest part of your glass slab? I think we all know that it's me.
Yep,
yeah.
true.
Luke Russell, I've never tried a Tales game before. Do you think starting with Zestiria, which is the one that's out, that came out last week, is a good place to start? I don't think it is. It is a good game, but I would actually recommend you start with Tales of Graces F, which has the best fighting, I think.
It's probably my out of all the Tales of games I've played, Tales of Graces F is still my favourite.
Yeah, I think any of them since then are very easy to get into, but anything previous to that, they're pretty difficult to get into because there's a lot of weird old RPG things about them.
Yeah.
Where you kind of get lost and not really know what you're doing and all that. Also, if it is not too nosy, what do you guys do for a living outside of the podcast? Luke Russell asks. This is an interesting and timely question because I just quit my job this week.
Joe is now a full-time GMA winner.
I'm not, I know. Yeah.
How'd you bring in the bread, Joe?
Well, if you go down to Scott's house, there's GMA with my name on it. I'm a graphic designer and camera operators and editor, all-round video guy. And you?
I work in a department within a bank.
Yeah.
That's all I can... That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's all you're going to say.
It's not very interesting.
Yeah, aye. No, I recently went freelance. We'll find out if that will slowly turn into unemployed.
Find out next time on Toku Podcast.
Yeah. David John Bruce, what's it like to win a Games Media Award? Pretty stoned.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Greggy, now it looks like we won't ever get another proper Metal Gear Solid. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to make Metal Gear Solid 6. Where do you want to take MGS next, and what game mechanic would you add? It's quite a good one, actually.
Ooh.
Right, okay, well, as far as environments go...
I know. Yeah, like...
As far as environments go, we've been to the jungle, we've been to sort of high-tech military bases, we've been to Afghanistan, the desert, and we've been to...
On a boat.
Been on a boat. So I think the only logical place to go next...
Space?
Yeah, I was going to say space, the moon or something. I think that'd be great. Stealth in space.
Yeah, play that.
Yeah.
So mechanic would probably be like how much oxygen you've got.
Ah.
So you're always having to be like aware
Fuck
of your
it, that'd be
oxygen
good
level.
actually. So there's a space station.
Yeah.
And obviously you can be really stealthy by going outside the space station, but you can only be outside for
But, yeah.
a certain amount of
And
time.
there's guards out there and you can go up and stealth them and steal their oxygen packs.
Yeah.
But doing that kills them.
Of course.
So you've got to decide, do you try and knock them out by restricting their oxygen flow but leave them alive, or stealing their oxygen tanks and killing them?
That's good.
Fuck, I'd play that.
I would play that. That's actually a good answer to a good question. Who would have thought it?
Well done, us.
Mark Fletcher, what went wrong with the PlayStation TV? Like, you buy one and then you're like, fuck it, are all the games actually...
Yeah.
Do they all work with it?
I think there's now been a...
What games are available?
There's been a wee patch.
Aye, there's
released,
been a...
not by Sony, of course.
It's a hack. But they should have made these things, like, you know, actually work properly.
I think the biggest problem is that PlayStation TV is linked directly to the Vita, and the Vita doesn't get much going on for it.
But it's got a lot of games.
It does. Oh, don't get me wrong. I think the Vita has an amazing catalogue.
I wouldn't buy a PlayStation TV thinking, oh, there's plenty of games coming out for this. I'd buy it to say, oh, I'd love to play all these games that I've missed out on.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you don't even know if half of them are available.
Yeah. I think the problem is trying to sell something like that to people who already have a PlayStation, for example, doesn't work because half the like, say, being able to play like some of the downloadable titles.
Yeah.
There's no interest there. And then trying to sell it to folk who've got a Vita. A lot of the time, if you've got a Vita already, you've got it because you want to play it like when you're in your bed or travelling about. You're not going to then be like, oh right, I better put this in the big TV as well. And then obviously not releasing new stuff for the Vita has an impact as well.
I'd think, see if you just had a Vita that went into the telly, I would love that. But,
yeah.
I
Staff, there's
like,
that whole...
like
There's
my
actually
PSP
a
plugs
socket
into-
at the top of the Vita that does nothing.
My PSP plugs into the telly. I use that occasionally.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's also as well, like, you think about it in terms of the way the Vita's been sold right now, a lot of it's been sold on the whole idea that it's like a second screen. But you can't do that on PlayStation TV.
No.
So...
another thing is on the PlayStation Network store, they still haven't put up Ridge Racer 2, which is the best Ridge Racer game. Well, apart from Ridge Racer 7, obviously. I don't know why they've not done that yet. Ben Bowers, why won't Scott do a 5 minutes in heaven? Why does fucking Joe have to do it all the time? Poor lad.
It's because we do this at my house.
Yeah.
So...
Scott's played other games.
I've played all the games.
Vito Malazzo, NGS5 is clearly unfinished, so who will be to blame? Konami for being corporate whores, or Kojima for dithering? I think the answer is not as simple as either of those, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think basically it's a huge big game. They made a brand new engine for it that was meant to be, a sort of challenger to the Unreal Engine and all that.
Yeah.
And the game itself was a huge big environment full of missions and everything. And there was, I think Kojima aimed really, really, really high with it. Mm-hmm. And I think Konami, understandably, I mean, I know there's a lot of like bad stuff to say about Konami that people have been saying, but if I was paying up the bill for Metal Gear Solid 5 at one point, after 3 years of waiting for it, I would say, by the way, are we fucking getting a game out of this?
Yeah.
Or what's happening here? So I don't know, I think a little from column A and a little from column B.
I think it's easy for us sometimes to forget that, like, the bigger companies, they've got to think about their bottom line, because they don't just have to think about one game, they've got to think about paying salaries.
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of go-to argument, but no, it's more than that. I think it's just, I think Kojima, I think he may have lost the focus a wee bit on it. I don't know. Thing is, I keep on saying bad things about it, but I can't stress how much it is a great game.
Yeah, it is brilliant. Yeah. But I think you wouldn't be wrong in saying there's elements of it that are unfinished, or like there's bits near the end where there's a kind of a few kind of big events.
I've not finished it yet, so.
But there's actually some events that essentially, because that there's that whole, they talk about the chapter 51 being cut from the game, 51, 52, that essentially this big thing is resolved with one line of text,
right.
Instead of this amazingly cool looking mission. It's like one line of text at the end in a timeline, and you're like, that's deeply disappointing.
That's really,
because it's just essentially an unresolved thing that will never get touched on again unless they add it in, which is unlikely. So things like that do rankle a wee bit.
And last on Facebook, Gio Hartson says, any predictions on what the new Nintendo console/handheld is going to be, given the rumours that have been circulating this week? Well, we're talking about how the Vita, I'd like to be able to plug it into the telly. Honestly, see if it was just like a good console, a good handheld console that you could just plug into the telly to play in HD on your telly. I would love that. That's all it needs to be for me to be happy. Yeah. There you go. So, what about Twitter?
Okay, let's have a look. Paperbag Reanimator asks, is there anything that can't be solved by getting in the big gun? Now that's a reference to my tactic when I'm playing Cloak and Daggers, which is get in the big gun.
Pretty much.
Well, whether you're attacking or defending,
it works.
You know what? 1% of the time, it works.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. All you need is witnesses. Okay, so Grim Epoch, No Stopping Epoch, asks, what's next for the 3-Pi Senpai? Where do you go when you've already reached the top?
3-Pi Senpai was, because at the GMAs, the meal was chicken and mushroom pie. And because it was an award ceremony, I ate 3 dinners, just like at the Golden Joysticks where I ate 3 lamb shanks.
Yep.
So I think whatever the next award ceremony we go to, I just need to eat another 3 dinners, and that's what's next.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's 3 desserts.
There's no dessert, wasn't there?
I need dessert.
I need desserts at the GMAs.
Aye. Slag them off, Scott, why don't you?
4 out of 10. Jim Alex Hug Bro does ask, how's Joe's gunsmith getting on?
This is because I'm a tirade on Twitter.
You had a very public breakdown
fucking,
about that.
That's because as I was saying, all the stuff that surrounds the core game of Metal Gear annoys me. Like, my gunsmith just disappeared, and I couldn't customise weapons or anything like that.
That's so funny.
I couldn't find him, and it wasn't in the R&D team and all that, and then I put a few missions, and he was there again.
He'd nipped home.
I don't know what the
had
fuck
family. Did you check? Was there any notes left around
all the
saying
stuff surround
back soon?
all the Mullaby stuff can fuck off, honestly. Right.
Have you done any FOB stuff yet?
No, I did the tutorial, but
oh, nice.
That's it.
You're going to do it at all?
Well, I might, but I need. There's so much other stuff to do. I want to actually finish the game. I've done. I know finish the game, so.
Guess Gav asks, how often do the BitSocket boys shower on average? Figures required for solo and duo shower session.
Well, we don't ever have dual shower sessions, but
That's what you think.
I shower every day. Well, I try to anyway.
I've not showered today, actually.
Oh, right, have you? Oh.
Well, what? I'm in my dressing gown right now. Right, I was in my work at 11 PM last night, and I didn't leave until 7:30 this morning.
Wow.
I'm operating on goodwill alone right now.
Dedication to the banking cause.
That's it. Dedication to podcast.
I shower every day.
Me too, except for today.
Except for today.
I'm going to have a bath later. That's kind of like a lying down shower, isn't it?
Oh, you're stewing in your own filth.
You'd know about that. You'd know about that, wouldn't you? A literal ghost at Comutiny asks, can either of you juggle?
I can juggle, actually. I learnt it for a school play, you remember?
Yes, I do.
And I learnt it in all the rehearsals. I did perfectly well. I took the balls out and I juggled them. And I put them away again, and it was fine. But then on the actual night of the show, I dropped my balls.
Oh, you can't be dropping your balls.
I know.
Especially
in
not
front of
on stage.
everybody.
Yeah.
In front of everybody. It was really embarrassing.
Did your mum see?
Everybody saw. Everybody saw them.
My wee beans?
My wee beans.
Oh. He also asks, has there ever been a good video game about working in an office?
Yes, there has actually. Harry, the handsome executive for the Mac.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, you can only transport yourself around on a wheelie chair, so you can go forward, you can inch forward really slowly, or you can go backwards really quickly.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
Jim the Spooky Ghost asks, which game has your favourite sound effects? Replayed Killer 7 recently, struck by how great the incidental UI/weapon sounds are.
Oh, I love... That's a hard question, because there's a lot of answers to this. I've got a real nostalgia for, like, RPG menu sounds.
Yeah.
Like, you know when the little, like, the white glove thumb
Yeah.
pointing things, and then you move and it goes woot, 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 like that kind of sound.
Yeah.
That's always a good sound effect. What about you?
Every sound effect in Wind Waker.
Yeah,
I've been watching
so,
Alison play
sounds
Wind
great
Waker
in that
again
game,
recently.
man. Sound design in that
And
game.
some of the noises, like, I love the sound. It's in the Forbidden Fortress. There's the little enemies that appear, you know, the ones that look like big...
Oh, they're...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
so because it's creepy. There's something kind of
it's
creepy.
really
Like, it's kind of cute and creepy at the same time.
That game's
kinda...
got amazing sound. For example...
Kaboo! No, it's... And the fish as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's such... I've been watching Alison play it, and it is... See, when you watch it, it's such a good game.
Yeah.
Wind Waker is like one of those games.
Yeah,
There's something special about it.
Yeah, it is.
Especially because half of Zelda fans fucking hate
Oh, hey, Twilight Princess HD's rumoured to be coming out. Aye.
I'll be getting that.
I know, definitely.
If it's got full pad support and I don't need to fucking waggle anything.
Yeah.
The Grim Fright at GW0001 asks, now that you've won a GMA, how does that power feel? Who will be the first swines you smite?
Well, actually, see the GMA award itself, you could kill somebody with
It
that.
is quite
it's really heavy,
substantial. It's
very
quite
sharp
surprising.
edges. It would fucking kill somebody.
When I
So-
put it in my bag to bring it on the flight, I was actually kind of surprised they were okay with me bringing on what is essentially a lethal weapon.
I know.
It's like, it's pretty much, I mean, I think it'd be a war crime to... We actually both just looked
I
at it and they're like,
know.
let's admire him. And
Aye.
I think it would be a war crime to use it in a fight.
Definitely,
It's like a flamethrower.
So basically, MD who starts playing up, we'll be there.
Gonna beat them down.
GMA in hand.
At Psych Tyson asks, will you answer any of these questions now you're award winners? No.
No,
King Robocop asks, what's the circumference of Joe's thighs?
I've actually my thighs. They are pretty wide, like. But they are. Do you want to? Yeah. Have you got a measuring tape? We'll do them. Well, answer the question.
Don't have a measuring tape.
What? How can you not have a measuring tape?
Because I'm just sitting in my dressing gown.
Yeah, you must have a measuring tape somewhere.
Oh, we'll find one
it's one of
later.
the things you have to have in your house.
We'll find it later. I'm a sleepy boy.
But I want to do this.
Right.
I want you to measure my thigh.
Killed Ridiculous asks, if inclined, could Joe eat all of Scott in one sitting? That's a lot of meat.
Through the tears while I was crying.
The delicious tears.
Like, does that include the bones?
You're getting very fucking specific.
I mean, just like picking the bones clean. 'Cause I couldn't eat the bones.
Would
but-
you eat my eyes? Oh, it's on the jelly.
I know. I think I could eat all the meat parts, definitely, but all the other parts, no.
Failure.
Yeah,
Failure.
you could put them in a pie, maybe in a stew.
Ben Philpott asks,
Scott Pie Senpai.
Scott Pie Senpai, what is your favourite peripheral Bond villain?
What favourite peripheral Bond villain? Right, so not
So I'm assuming this is Odd Job class rather than
Right.
Doctor No.
right. Okay. I like the big German guy from Tomorrow Never Dies who gets his foot caught in a missile at the end.
Yes,
he's good.
That's a strong choice.
What about you?
Goldie.
Goldie, of course.
Goldie
Goldie was
was-
not enough.
was not
yeah.
Remember that?
Pierce Brosnan was definitely our era of Bond, wasn't it? I mean,
It was, yeah.
Oromov from GoldenEye, I like him.
Oh,
He's good.
yes.
He's got the best face, I think.
It's a really good face, yeah. Boris?
Well,
I'd say Boris is peripheral. He's not the main fucking villain.
he's not really a villain, though, is he? I mean,
he's quite happy.
nah,
with
but
bad stuff
Boris
for
is
him.
more a sort of.
Well, does he not help them? Like, does he not give them the right at the beginning when they blow up the satellite?
Aye,
It's Boris that gives them the coordinates or whatever.
aye, but he's more of a
That's
sort of.
villainous.
Okay. I was going to say he's more on the same level as like Emmerich from Metal Gear Solid. He's.
No, Emmerich never fucking kills folk.
Aye, but he's just a weapons
intentionally.
engineer, wrongly used by the baddies. You know, how does he know? He might think it was, he was working for the government and that was an actual thing,
You're not the Lilu Lalilo.
Not Lilo, exactly.
Right. Would you rather be a bee or a wasp?
Probably be a wasp.
Actually, the question was from Twan Lavish. Would you rather be or a wasp?
I'd rather wasp.
I think I'd rather be a bee.
I'd rather be a wasp because bees die after this thing.
Well, you
Things.
don't have to sting.
What if I want to? What if I need to? What if I need to fight back? Imagine you were a bee, right, and then like you got just purely not even your own fault. You got yourself into an antagonistic situation.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You had to fight back, but obviously you can't because if you do, you die. So
Right.
you're fucked.
So,
You
right.
just have to sit and take it.
Let's take this a different situation, right?
Right,
You're in control of a country, right?
right,
And someone fires a nuclear weapon at your country.
right.
Would you strike back?
So are you asking? Are you saying the bee wouldn't strike back?
I'm saying the bee, if it does strike back, knows that it's mutual destruction.
Yeah.
Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you
Would
do
that push the nuclear button?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. So probably I'm a bee. Yeah, I'm a bee.
I am a bee! Imagine the wasp saying that and ripping away its flesh and it reveals it as a bee. It's actually just tied down its big bum.
Big fluffy bum.
Simon Marshall asks what our biggest problems are with Metal Gear Solid 5, but we spent
Pretty much,
the podcast.
I think we spent a few. I think maybe we should make a pact not to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5 in the next podcast.
Well, will it work?
No.
Hopefully you've completed it by then. Daft Toaster asks, we haven't seen much of Fallout 4. Is it because it's going to be shit?
Well,
No, we're not really fans of the...
you liked Fallout 3, didn't you?
Nope.
I've
bought it a couple of times. I've never got more than 20 hours into it. I just lose interest.
I know, I've got no interest in it. It's just too grey. I don't know what it is.
I think
it's too grey.
I can see why folk like them, and it's cool. It's just not my kind of game.
Yeah, same here.
It's like strategy games. I love the look of strategy games, but see when I sit and play one, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles.
That's different though. It's not really. That's
Although you still haven't finished it.
still finished.
Good game.
That's the more kind of arcadey style thing that I quite enjoy. Like XCOM's quite good fun as well. But see if you actually gave me like, right, here's 200 French troops or something like that, I'm like, I don't want it. Graham McKay asks, what's better, a GMA or a Kelly Pie?
Oh, well, the GMA I get 3 pies, so.
That's true. GMA equals 3 pies.
Yeah.
Kelly Pie is, of course, the famous pies that are served at Rugby Park in Kilmarnock, which is where our local football team plays. You've never been to football match though, have you?
No.
Have you ever tasted a Kelly Pie?
I tasted a Kelly Pie, obviously.
Have you tasted it
No,
where
because Browning's the baker does them.
But
So.
have you tasted it where you're meant to taste it?
No.
In the football?
Well, I've tasted them in my mouth. It's like, if you've tasted them, but you're meant to taste them in your ass. Like, what?
It's a shame you guys can't see the faces I make at Joseph. Hip Link, I'm sitting in the Strathclyde Uni Library. What are your best memories from uni?
Well, talking about libraries, remember me and you hired Godzilla,
Yes.
the DVD, and watched it. Not the original Godzilla.
Aye. Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Matthew Broderick Godzilla, and sat and watched it because I was convinced. I've not watched it in a while. I'm convinced it's a good film. What's wrong?
We hired one of the viewing rooms.
One of the viewing rooms,
and
just
the
sat and
viewing
watched
rooms
it,
were
yeah.
as big, like 2 people could sit in it. That was it.
Yeah.
So pretty much we were sitting side by side in really uncomfy chairs, just watching all of Godzilla.
Yeah, on a 4x4, 4x3 CRT.
I quite enjoyed that. I used those rooms to fall asleep occasionally.
Totally, yeah.
Because they're quite warm, so you get quite sleepy.
Yeah.
Best memories. I mean, obviously, I met my wife at university, so
Yeah.
that.
I met my wife at university too. So we've said our obligated answers. Now, what's
So
our true answers?
what's the real ones?
Yeah.
Best memories at university. I liked when we had barbecues.
Barbecues.
We
Oh,
went to
yeah.
Stirling University, which has like essentially a massive loch right in the middle of the campus.
Yeah,
And
and
although you weren't meant to, you could just
drink
go
outside.
drink and have
so-
barbecues.
Yeah, any sunny day we ended up having a barbecue and drinking outside. They were great days.
Watching the guys play water polo or whatever the fuck it was.
Aye.
Aye, that was good.
You enjoy
Good.
watching guys playing sport.
Do enjoy sometimes guys playing water sports. Like a problem with that. Aye, loads of good memories like living together with fucking Joe.
Fucking Joe, aye.
Completing Resident Evil 5.
Oh, remember that?
Setting up
Aye,
two
yeah.
TVs and
Set up
two
2 tellies
PlayStations.
and sat and played Resident Evil 5 all night.
That was quite good.
It was brilliant.
Aye, no, university was good fun.
Yeah, it was good fun.
If only we'd worked harder.
I know, would have got better than 2-1.
And the last question, prostate puncher. Who's
That's a good name.
who's going to get brained with your GMA first, and who keeps it out of the two of you?
Well, I'm saying it, anybody who starts playing.
Anybody starts playing.
This could be us, but you playing, and I'll fucking...
If you start fronting,
You start front now.
I'll finish it.
Any scrubs?
No, we would never use it as a tool of violence, because you see, when you use it, you're killing someone. You can't wound someone with it.
Yeah,
Like, it's a killer weapon.
Yeah.
It's like the cerebral bore
Yeah,
in
it is.
Turok.
Yeah, Turok too, yeah.
And who's keeping it? Well, Joe keeps wanting me to keep it.
Mask, you do edit the podcast. Would have
Well,
been,
aye,
if
but-
ever the unlikely happens and we beat video gamer in the video category, then, you know, then well, I'll keep it, but
Aye.
that's not going to happen.
But no, I think it's not the... Got to get wanky here.
Go on.
Right. It's not really the physical award that means anything. It's just it's getting the recognition of creating something that folk enjoy.
Yep.
And it's not, to be honest, we know folk enjoy the podcast because we get nice feedback for folk. And it's getting an award or no getting an award. It's always as great to hear that folk enjoy what you do. But there's something nice about getting a kind of a formal bit of perspex that says well done.
Yeah.
And especially when, like we've kind of been doing Bitsocket now for 5 years. It's quite nice to think, like, I don't know, you've got something you could eventually pass down to your grandkids to use as a weapon after the nuclear apocalypse.
I know,
Because fuck it, that thing is...
that would survive a nuclear apocalypse, that.
It will.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Max. The beginning of the next Mad Max film was just him braining someone with fucking Kirk McKeon's GMA.
Anyway, that's another Bitsocket podcast done.
Yes,
Hope
it
you
is.
enjoyed it. Jimmy Shand will making a comeback sometime
Really?
soon, I think.
For the next episode?
Maybe not the next episode, but
For
I feel
Halloween
like, I feel
episode?
Like oh, no, wait, of course.
Are we doing a Halloween episode? Or would you rather do a Guy Fawkes episode?
Maybe we should do a Guy Fawkes episode.
Let's do that, that's fun.
Let's do a British Guy Fawkes episode.
British!
Yeah.
Well, that guy nearly fucking blew up the House of Parliament.
Yeah.
So close. Only kidding, mate.
They've actually changed when
Oh,
Guy
jeez.
Fawkes Night is in Glasgow because of the football.
There's football
What's
on.
that all about?
Right, so if you've enjoyed this podcast, you can of course go and, I was going to say vote for it.
No.
You can go and rate it
Yep.
on iTunes, and you can also write us a wee review as well. We read all the reviews.
They're
and
always
actually
lovely.
print them out.
Yeah, they're always lovely. I've got them framed. And also remember to check out our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Bitsocket, where we've got a new video that went up last week about Mario Maker, which was great fun to make.
Yep.
And we've got a couple of reviews coming out soon, as I said.
And we still have an East versus West video that we filmed how many years ago now?
A while ago, before all the chaos happened and I moved flat and all that. So it's been a bit of a...
That'll be good.
Yeah, it will be good.
When it appears.
It might not be timely, but it'll be good.
And also, of course, you can find us on Facebook. You can like our Facebook page. We don't do much on the Facebook page. Maybe we'll change that.
Maybe we will.
No, we will. We're on Twitter. Join
Yeah.
us on Twitter. Read our 58,000
Yeah.
tweets.
And see us on Vine as well. I fucking love Vining me.
You like vining you.
Don't it?
You just all your vines are just you.
They're funny.
Here's me eating beef jerky.
Anyway, thanks for listening. We hope it went down. Hope it went down well.
Keep it sucking.